Alright, and we are back. And tonight, for D&D Movie Time, we are watching...
Transformers!
Well, Transformers 3, or... Try to remember the name of it. I know it's on screen for you guys right now, but... I actually... Oh, Dark of the Moon. So, Cora, let's quickly recap what happened in the first two Transformers. Well, they came to Earth. Megatron got released. They were looking for the Allspark cube. Sam shoved the cube into Megatron, which killed Megatron. They dumped Megatron in the ocean. Then in 2, more Decepticons showed up. And they tracked down Megatron. They found a shard of the cube that the government had. And they used that shard to revive Megatron. And then Megatron killed Optimus Prime. And then Sam used something called the Matrix of Leadership to bring Optimus Prime back to life. And Optimus Prime defeated Megatron and the Fallen, who's like Megatron's master. And Megatron escaped with Starscream going back to Cybertron, where they probably have reinforcements they're going to go get. So, does that sound like everything that basically happened?
Mm-hmm.
You remember all that stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah? So are you looking forward to this next one? You don't seem very excited about it.
What do you mean?
You don't seem excited. So,
I'm angry at you.
okay. Anyways, so real quick before we jump into the movie, after this one, we're probably going to go ahead and watch Bumblebee. And then we'll watch the next 3 Transformers movies. I think there's 3 more or 2 more. I don't know. I know. I think there's 2. I think there's one called The Last Night and then one called Age of Extinction. I think Age of Extinction comes first, then Last Night. And then we'll have the new one coming out in theaters soon. So, but with that said, let's just go ahead and jump into this one. Transformers Dark of the Moon.
Slash Transformers 3.
Our entire space race of the 1960s was in response to an event. If you breathe a word of what you've seen here, it won't do time for treason.
Everything humans know of our planet, we were told, had been shared. You lied to us. You've made a grave mistake. Years from now, they're gonna ask, where were you when they took over the planet?
It'll be fine. I promise. It's over. I'm sorry, but it's over.
in us, but never in yourselves. From here, the fight will be your own.
Alright, so we just finished watching Transformers Dark of the Moon. Cora, what was this movie about?
It was pretty awesome. That's all I was just going to say because they're so awesome that I don't even know how to explain it.
Well, let's start at the beginning. The Autobots are working for the government. And Sam is with the new girl. Did you miss Michaela?
Yeah.
Did you like his new girlfriend?
No. But we don't really know why they broke up.
Well, I think it was the actress didn't want to come back or something. Because she hasn't come back to a Transformers movie since. I think it's just they couldn't work something out with her to get her to come back. So they ended up needing someone new.
So they had to pretend that
They
girl broke up.
Yep. That was basically how they fixed it. Honestly, I feel like this character, for the most part, was written in for her. But I think due to some quick rewrites, they rewrote it with it being a new character. But I think originally, this was written for the Michaela character. But because she refused to come back or they couldn't work anything out, they said, okay, well, we'll change the name of the character, give her some slightly different dialogue, and
change her look.
Change how she gets involved.
And change her look.
Well, of course they changed her look because they're hiring a different actress. I mean, this actress was really pretty, but I think Megan Fox was definitely prettier. Alright, so they're working, or Sam's looking for a job, and what's the Decepticons doing?
The Decepticons, instead of trying to get something, they're trying to hide.
Yeah. And this movie is called Transformers Dark of the Moon. Why is it called that?
I have no idea, but...
Because the ship crash landed on the moon a long time ago.
Oh.
So basically, the way I understand it, because they do a little more retconning every time they make one of these to try to make it fit. But the way I understand it, back before Transformers 1, Megatron, a long time ago, came to this world where he was going to work on something, and then the ship, a long time later, ended up crashing on the moon. But Megatron was already on Earth looking for the Allspark. And what was the big reveal? Because I don't want to spoil it. I know you want to probably talk about it. So they go to the moon, right? The Autobots. And what do they find there?
They find the ship.
And who's on the ship?
The long-lost, very lost, super long king.
Leader. The leader of the Autobots. Sentinel Prime.
Leader is what I meant to say.
And when they bring Sentinel Prime back, what ends up happening? What's the big reveal here?
He goes inside to switch sides.
Yeah, so he was actually working for the Decepticons at the end of their war. He had flown the ship here to Earth to meet up with Megatron, who was here already looking for the Allspark. And they were going to basically bring Cybertron to Earth for its resources. So, basically, that same old plan is back in effect. Sentinel Prime is basically taking over the Decepticons. And
also, I forgot to say, Decepticons are now killing people.
Yeah. Keep going. So what ends up happening?
If I believe so, 7 or less people died.
A lot of people died, Cora. Like thousands, probably.
I'm only counting the ones on screen.
Well, there were a lot on screen that were dying.
The humans.
Yeah, humans. A lot of humans.
By Decepticons.
You didn't see that whole battle scene of Chicago? That's what I'm trying to get you to talk about. Talk about the battle scene of Chicago. Talk about it.
A couple of 1,000 people died.
And? Did we win? Did we take back Chicago?
We did win.
How?
By destroying this
The pillars?
a pillar scene.
Okay. And?
Somebody put the pillar on.
Who defeated Sentinel Prime? Did we lose any?
Optimus Prime.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't say that. Who helped Optimus? Because Optimus was about to be killed by Sentinel Prime. At one point.
I feel like it was Bumblebee.
No, it was Megatron. Megatron came in and saved him at the last second. And then,
And if I believe so, Optimus Prime lost the arm.
Yep, he lost his arm.
So,
He was on the ground. Sentinel Prime was about to deliver the final blow. And then he got blasted from behind by Megatron.
like this. Cop.
And then Megatron tried to do what?
If I believe so, tried to kill Optimus Prime? But then Optimus...
No, he said, Optimus, let's form an alliance and, let's have a truce. Let's stop this fighting between us. Because where would you be without me? And what did Optimus say?
Let's see.
Time to find out.
Time to find it.
Did you like that line?
No.
Yeah.
But because I didn't know what he meant.
He meant he was going to kill Megatron. And he did it quite easily. He just ripped Megatron's head right off. So you think that Megatron's actually going to be dead this time?
Yeah, because without a head, which requires the brain, and if I believe so, the brain tells all the stuff in the body to walk out. Without the brain, nothing else can walk out.
Yeah.
And if I believe so, especially with cars.
Yeah.
And other stuff.
And I really wish you had known who Leonard Nimoy was. Hopefully one day you will. You've heard his voice before. You've probably seen him once or twice. But he was most well known for being Spock on the original Star Trek. But he was in he did an episode of Big Bang Theory where he voiced a toy Spock. And he kept talking to Sheldon in Sheldon's Dream. That's probably the place you probably know him from the most. And it's actually funny, I believe he was the voice of Unicron back in the animated cartoon. It could have been someone else, but I think it was Leonard Nimoy who did the voice of Unicron. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. And when we get back, we'll do our scores. See you in a little bit.
For thousands of years, the world has been protected by the Guardian of Light, or as he is more commonly known, Santa Claus. Over the centuries, factors such as fear and prejudice, greed and jealousy, misunderstandings, betrayal and war have segregated most humans from the magical world of elves, fairies, wizards, and the like. This has resulted in many misconceptions and generalizations of the true nature of Santa and his world.
This 6-book series by Sean Connaughton begins as the current of a long series of Guardians is murdered by a group of monstrous enemies recently escaped from an enchanted South Pole prison. These creatures are loyal to the darkness, an evil force determined to exterminate the light in order to enslave all creatures of the world.
Shane Connor, an average young man, suddenly finds himself being trained as the new Guardian. As he adapts to his new life among fantastic creatures, he goes on an adventurous quest with a legendary wizard for the ultimate weapon to use against the darkness, and faces murderous enemies like Rasputin, Morgana Le Fay, Krampus, and many more.
Along with his best friend Joe Gomez, Shane encounters politics, history, mysterious murders, new loves, his own hidden past, and racial dynamics among the fantasy races that turn out to be all too real. Their adventures reveal the true nature of the world and challenge the current state of how all races interact.
This series expertly melds myths, legends, history, faiths, folklore, and secret societies into a fascinating, cohesive, comprehensive world of wonder and magic.
From Atlantis to Olympus, from Hades to the moon, and from broomstick races to Christmas deadlines, join the new Santa Claus on his amazing journey. But beware, will Shane's quest achieve his ultimate goal of destroying the darkness and preserving the light of the world? Or is he actually playing right into a plot by dark forces that will result in his, and our, ultimate doom?
So make your list and check it twice for the Guardian of Light book series. Download your audiobook or ebook today from Audible, Amazon, or iTunes.
All right, so we are back. Time for the scores. Cora, Transformers, Dark of the Moon, on a scale of 1 to 10. Wait till I'm done talking, please. What is your score?
10.
All right. Why is it a 10? Because you've given all of these 10 so far. So you're saying this is just as good as the first two movies, right?
They were all so cool.
Yeah, they're all so cool.
I mean, I forgot to say in the other two, but I would have rated all of the Transformers movies a 1 million out of 10, but since that's not on the score list, I have to give it a 10.
Yeah.
I wish I could give it a billion out of a 10.
Alright. Is that all you want to say about this movie, though, specifically?
They were so awesome.
Yeah. Alright. Well, moving on to my score. For Transformers Dark of the Moon, I would honestly give this a 7 out of 10.
Oh, what? Da, da, da.
I felt like that there were a lot of good moments, but there were also a lot of moments it's like, really? And there were also a lot of opportunities where it's like, okay, why didn't you do this? For example, there's these two little Transformers throughout the whole thing, and yeah, they come in handy at one point, but meanwhile, all the other Transformers are constantly transforming into all different kinds of things. Bumblebee goes from being a Transformer into a car, into a tank.
Oh, what?
Yeah, remember when he becomes like a tank, he stretches out, a large cannon comes out of the top of him.
I did not know Bumblebee can do that.
I mean, it was right at the beginning. It was like one of the first things we saw Bumblebee doing. And he kept doing it throughout the movie. Also, I do want to say, I really did appreciate one thing, is they finally did do the animated thing, where they catch humans and transform while holding the humans, and the humans are inside them.
I wonder what it's like a Transformer rather than like the robot form. I wonder what it's like.
Probably like being like you. But, no, there was like, okay, so there was one major glaring issue unless I missed it, which maybe I did, but there was a scene where Sam and this guy are falling. Bumblebee catches them, transforms into a car, and saves them from Starscream collapsing on them. And then the next time we see them, and not a lot happens between these two scenes. But yet the next time we see Bumblebee, he's captured somehow. I feel like something was missing there, because the only thing we saw was them talking about saving or lowering this bridge and, other teams coming in. Also, the amount of damage done is like, okay, the world does not go back from this. Also, well, no, I mean, I guess they did fix the Cybertron being in space, so that's gone. But still, I mean, it's like, Chicago is absolutely destroyed.
I mean, what I'm guessing is maybe they had to just remove a scene from this movie.
Maybe.
That was showing Bumblebee being captured.
I do want to say that they did go way down on the flare. There wasn't really any flare, so I didn't really notice any of that. And the sound quality was probably a little bit better this time around. There wasn't a whole lot of talking while they're transforming, and, not everybody was really screaming a lot, which towards the end was kind of nice, because you got all this stuff going on, but they actually lowered the background sounds so you could actually hear the actors talking. So I really did appreciate that, and I would have scored it higher, but it's just, for some reason, the story overall just felt a little like, it wasn't quite up to what it could have been. I feel like this needed some more setup or something. I feel like the entire series needed to be handled a little bit better. But other than that, I mean, I still really enjoy it. It's not one of my absolute favorites, but like I said, I enjoy it, Maybe that's just because I like all the story angles. I'm not just here for just the Transformers. I'm here for the human interaction and the Transformer action. But, alright, that's going to go ahead and wrap up this episode. If you did not catch, we did finally reach over 120 subscribers. So there was a code in our Season 2 episode of... our first Season 2 episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So if you want, you can always go watch that. Try to get the code. The next time we hit another set of 10, I'll probably have another new movie to give a code away for. So really looking forward to that. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the channel. Subscribe today. Make sure to click the notification bell so you know when we upload episodes. And if you see that counter go up, it'll probably be worth a free code for a movie. So that's always a good thing. With that said, we'll see you all in the next one.